Ethereum technical analysis, and we're on the weekly chart, as you guys can see. And one of the first things that we can see in regards to the chart of Ethereum is that at this point in time we seem to be in an upward trend. And another thing that I also want to point out is that the market had given us a very nice M structure over here, which has a neckline at that point. And you guys know that whenever we have these M structures, we want to see price closing sufficiently below that neckline, and then head back to the neckline to give it a test. And at that neckline, especially if it aligns with any key numbers that we have in regards to the Fibonacci retracement tool, we would love to see price move further down to close and complete that M structure, right? Another thing that I also want to point out is that if you were to look over here, you would see that we actually have some candlesticks that are bearish, that have small bodies and long lower wicks. And what these candlesticks tell us is that there's a lot of liquidity at the bottom where those wicks end, and that's scope in as far as price potentially pushing further down, because we all know that the markets will always go to where the money is or where the liquidity is. And as I said, guys, yes, it seems as though we are in an upward trending market, and actually we are, and that we should be looking for potential buy opportunities. But as I said, there is plenty of scope for the market to move further down to not only grab the liquidity associated with those candlesticks, but also because remember, the market had given us this W structure, and you guys know that whenever we have these W structures or double bottoms, what normally happens is that a lot of traders and investors buy on that second leg of that structure, and they place their stop losses just below. So there's a lot of liquidity stuck here in the form of stop losses. And as I said earlier, we know that the markets will always go to where the liquidity is. So as I said, guys, there is plenty of scope for the market from where it is to move further down to grab the liquidity associated with those bearish candlesticks that I spoke about, as well as to grab those stop losses that I spoke about, right? So that is it as far as my analysis goes. All I'm saying at this point in time is that buying at this point may not necessarily be a good idea, especially because, as I said, we have this M structure over here, which has a neckline at that point. And guys, remember, when we have these necklines, we want to see price head up to the neckline to test it. And at this point where the neckline is, we may potentially see the market move further down to around these levels of here to grab the liquidity.